Okay, so thought I'd do a quick review for Walking Tall, 1973 film with Joe Don Baker, who unfortunately just passed away at the age of 89. So I've always heard of this movie, never seen it. I've seen the remake. It's been a while. I don't remember thinking it was okay. I'm honestly not the biggest The Rock fan. I was when he. I mean, he's a great wrestler. There's no denying that he's a great wrestler. His father was a great wrestler too. Back when I used to watch the WWE, it was also called the WWF at one time, and so I don't know. I know he kind of carries a big stick around like this guy does. I don't really remember the rest of it, but in this movie, this was a huge hit back then. Budget $500K, box office $40 million. Just crazy. I mean, that may even include its, I don't even know if it had a trailer, probably a quick thrown together one. And this made Joe Don Baker a star, and it really catapulted him into stardom. And yeah, I like the movie. You could tell it's low budget. That it's like a little over 2 hours long. I was kind of surprised at that. I don't know, maybe it's a little too long, but I did enjoy it. I would just kind of go into it. You're not gonna get. This isn't a James Bond movie. This isn't an Indiana Jones movie or anything like that. Yeah, it's just a low budget cult movie that blew up and got huge back then. Because I think people really connected with Joe Don Baker because he's a no-nonsense guy. He's a family man. He basically sees wrong and evil, and he won't stand for it. And he'll go and put what is right, even if everyone around him is telling him not to do it, including his wife. So it's interesting because he is a wrestler in this. I mean, they say he is. And he's gonna stop being a wrestler. He's just gonna settle down with his wife, and he has 2 kids. And this is his family. This is where he grew up. It's in the South. And soon after they get home, him and his buddy go out, to have some beers and hang out. His buddy ends up taking him to this place where there's illegal gambling going on, and it's kind of a shady place. Baker isn't even gambling, but he gives his friend some money because he says he'll pay him back. Joe Don Baker notices that they're not playing up a straight, honest game, and he exposes that, grabs the guy's arm, and he drops dice. I don't know if they're loaded or what. And then he starts demanding he wants his money back. They won't give it back. A fight breaks out, and he is beaten up very badly. In fact, they carve on his chest with a knife. And they beat up his friend, and he's left for dead. This is kind of a rural area, and he's left for dead on the side of some street. It's pouring rain. That scene's pretty brutal. He barely survives, and this kind of puts under him a fire, because he talks to the sheriff. He says all the witnesses say that you were drunk and disorderly. that you were out of line and that you started the fight, even though it's obvious that they're like torturing him because there's all these cuts on his chest. But the sheriff doesn't care because the sheriff is corrupt and he's getting a cut. And he has a deputy that is too. You can tell the deputy doesn't really like this. And this causes him to run for the sheriff. The sheriff, who's a really mean, corrupt man, tries to chase him off the road, tries to kill him. He ends up dying. That scene's kind of funny too because his car goes off the road, it blows up, and then it hits the river. It's like it blew up before it hit the river. That's interesting. It's like all these cars driving around with dynamite, you know? But like I said, it's a low-budget movie. I could forgive things like that. It's 1973. You know, the director, Phil Carlson, I'm not sure what he did after this. He only made one more movie after this. Framed. I don't know, it seems like he makes like exploitation movies pretty much. But like, I didn't think the direction in this movie was incredible. I mean, or the cinematography. But you mainly like it just for Joe Don Baker and him exposing these illegal gambling. So the sheriff dies. Like I said, okay, this is all spoilers. I did enjoy the movie. You know, it's nothing. I probably won't watch it again, but I did like it. I may check out the 2004 one with The Rock. I like how he has this old hickory club that he carved out of wood, and then, you know, they almost kill him again. There's multiple times where they almost kill him, and then he starts carrying a gun. One of his deputies is corrupt. He tipped him off that they're gonna raid their illegal distilleries because they're making moonshine out in the, you know, woods. It ends up killing like 8 or 9 black guys that are drinking it, so they're selling it, and it's dangerous. And this is when he's sheriff. He recruits one of his friends to be a deputy, a black guy. There's some racial tension in this movie. You know, Joe Don Baker, I like. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the race. You know, he's pretty nice to his friend who's this black guy he's known since high school. Gives him a job as a deputy. He doesn't want to do it because he's like, that doesn't happen down here. And he's like, yeah, it does. I'm the sheriff. I'm going to make it happen. So there's also that. It's in the South, early 70s. There's racial tensions. He doesn't want to work with him, but he says to him, hey, you know, with the other sheriff, he wouldn't have cared if these guys died because they weren't the right color. So he's like, but I care. And he's like, why don't you help me? And the guy's like, no, that's a good point. So he helps him out. And this is pissing off this group of people who run that illegal gambling operation, and it's a bar also. And they try to kill him again. Unfortunately, he's out for a ride with his wife, and I didn't expect this. They kill her. I thought that was brutal. They almost kill him again. There's this judge that he's dealt with multiple times. He keeps giving these guys slaps on the wrist. You can tell maybe he's corrupt. A hilarious scene is he reads the law, the code. The judge comes into work because the judge is like, hey, you don't tell me what to do. You know, this is you know, you be the sheriff and I'll be the judge. He comes into work. His office is now in a men's room. And he's like, what is this? This will not stand. He's like, it's interesting. I was reading the code, and it says that the sheriff gets to decide where your office is. And he's like, this is your new office. That was pretty hilarious. That was pretty funny. So yeah, the movie's got a good sense of humor. And yeah, I liked it. It's a little too long, but grossed over 40 million, earning 10 million in theatrical rentals in the US and Canada. The film played in rural areas before moving to larger cities, starting off slowly but becoming a success through word of mouth. The original Walking Tall was a hit, but the sequels, Walking Tall Part 2 and the final chapter, both starring Bo Svensson, who the author wanted to play this, but he couldn't because he was busy, were far less profitable. Yeah, Joe Don Baker didn't star in them. In 2004, a remake starring professional wrestler The Rock was made, although it used elements from Pusser's life. And the original Walking Tall, many things changed. Johnson's character was named Chris Vaughn. The sheriff is trying to stop selling of illegal drugs instead of illegal moonshine. And the film setting became... Okay. It's based on a book. If you do me a favor and smash that like button, it'd be great. It really helps the channel. Yeah, apparently it's based on a real guy. Buford's actual house was turned into a museum after his death. The car that he died in, a red 1974 Corvette, is on display there. The real Sheriff Buford was technical consultant for this movie. On its sequels, his father was a technical consultant. The elected officials of McInerney County, Tennessee, the setting of the movie, were so embarrassed by the national attention brought to the corrupt county that they refused to allow the movie to be shot there. It was consequently shot in neighboring Chester County. The short-sighted officials didn't realize the amount of money it would bring to the county, or in the poorest counties in Tennessee. However, when the remake was announced, the county aggressively courted the filmmakers, trying to get the movie made there. To no avail, it was shot in Vancouver, BC. Real-life Buford actually wanted Bo Svensson to play him in the film. However, Svensson was unavailable and Joe Don Baker was cast instead. When Baker turned down Part 2, the producers approached Svensson, by which time he could play the role. The family dog was named Shep and was killed defending Buford in an attack. To make up for the loss of a dog, Grandma gives the children a German Shepherd pup as a Christmas gift. Yeah, they even killed a dog. Although, yeah, because the dog's defending him. So that actually happened. Wow. It's like, man, they beat this guy up so much and put bullet holes in him, and he just keeps coming. It's pretty incredible. I think this is kind of like maybe the beginning of the thing in the 70s where people were kind of looking for a hero instead of these dark movies with not really heroic characters. This is just kind of a simple movie of a guy who's a good guy. He's not perfect. You know, he likes to drink. He's not perfect, but he's got a good heart and he knows right from wrong. And I think that's kind of the beginning of that in the 70s. And then, you know, later you'd have Rocky, obviously, and other movies like that. But yeah, that's about it though. I did like the movie. I didn't think it was anything incredible or anything, but it's definitely worth at least one watch. So, but yeah, I'll see you next time.